they twins were started with Palm and Porm, as far as at least majorly. And a lot of RPGs are using twins now, and I think that's really, really cool that they would use twins like that, and I think that twins is a very, very good idea for a game. It gives you two characters to get at once, which is always awesome to get two characters at once in an RPG, because then you have two characters to try out. However, unfortunately in this game, Palm and Porm, you can't have in your party into the game. Now, whenever I played my playthrough of Advanced, I switched out Rudy and Rosa for Palm and Porm, and that was my party. Because I like Palm and Porm. But I'm not going to ruin what happens, but something very, very sad happens to Palm and Porm, and it was the very first moment in a Final Fantasy game where I went livid enough that the next boss I fought was killed so quickly because I was that pissed. Now, those of you who played the game know what I'm talking about. Now,
don't be blogging us with Eris dies as the saddest moment of deaths in any Final Fantasy, because it wasn't. It was hilarious, and I lost that next boss fight because I was laughing so hard. I'm sorry.
As was I. No, what happens to Palm and Porm, in my opinion, is the saddest moment in any Final Fantasy game. Nonetheless, but of course I'm biased. Anyway, after Palm and Porm, you get Tella again. The second time you get Tella. And I think me knowing exactly when he comes back makes up for me forgetting him in the first place. But Tella is special. We'll say Tella's special. I never really liked Tella's character too much, although his voice acting in this game is quite hilarious. But Tella has the single greatest video game line of all time. There's a part where he is beating up Edward, and he screams, no joke for those of you who have no idea what the hell Final Fantasy IV is or have played it, he screams, "You spoony bard." Now, this is not actually voice acted in this game. That line's not voice acted, which is very, very sad, but it's still there. They still kept it, even though it was originally a misinterpretation, mistranslation of "you son of a bitch." But they kept "You spoony bard" because, let's face it,
it's awesome.
The Final Fantasy fans love it. Most people, if you have been playing Final Fantasy or almost all Final Fantasy games, and you can ask them, what are some lines that stick out from any Final Fantasy game, almost everyone will say, maybe not first, but they'll say it, "You spoony bard." It's a great line, horribly translated, but a great line, and I just want to throw that part out there. But, other characters you get, Edge. Edge... You think you know me. Anyway,
Edge kills things.
Edge is special. I never really liked Edge as the actual character fighting in battle. He kind of sucks. I'm going to say that much. But Edge... Edge is... If you've played 6, he's the Edgar. If you've played... I can't think of anyone else there's a womanizing type character that I can think of off the top of my head. But nonetheless, Edge has the hots for Rydia. And he says some things that back in the day in modern, or back in like 80s, early 90s America, probably would have been frowned upon by most parents. Now granted, that was during the big change when, people started getting a little bit more lenient until Grand Theft Auto came out. With things that were recited and happened in games. We'll do the Grand Theft Auto rant later, Lunchbox. 2 weeks from now, we'll do the Grand Theft Auto rant. You have to wait 2 weeks.
But I want to rant now.
Okay, maybe we'll do it today. But,
I don't care.
Oh, okay. I don't care either. But, no. So, you get Edge. I'm not going to ruin too much else. That's all the main characters you get in your party. You get other ones. You do get other ones. There are more. But I'm not going to give them away to you. Mainly because the last one that I can think of is important to the actual story behind Cecil. And I don't want to tell you what Cecil's past is, but I guess I could tell you the main protagonist, or antagonist, sorry, Golbez. Well, he's not really the main one. There is another main one, but let's face it, he's thrown at the very ass end of the game, and you really have no idea where he came from. That's my only problem with this game, is the actual ending. But I'm not going to get into that too much, I don't want to give too much away. But Golbez is for the majority of the game, the main antagonist. I think everyone would agree with that. Now, Golbez has one of the most menacing songs of any Final Fantasy main bad guy. Kefka has the most menacing, in my opinion. Because Kefka, he's like a clown. He has the happy do 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 do, and Sephiroth has that creepy horror movie type feel to him. Whereas Golbez, you just look at him and you're like, dude, this guy's wearing all black armor. It looks like he could curb stomp Cecil into the ground. And you're like, well, but Golbez, I like Golbez. I think he was a good bad guy. Actually, that had more intonation to it than it really did, didn't it? Good bad guy. I just gave too much away with that comment, but I don't know if he remembers the story that much, but...
I just remembered Kane being awesome, Edward being a spoony bard, and Cecil pussed out and became a paladin.
Yeah. Alright, that's what the characters I'm going to go into. I wonder how long this video is now. I just want to check. Why are we going on 15 minutes on Final Fantasy IV?
Consider yourselves lucky it's stopping here.
No, I gotta go into likes and dislikes of the game now.
Oh, fuck.
This won't take me too long. Likes, they didn't change a whole lot. They didn't change a whole lot about the gameplay. It's still pretty much exactly as I described it earlier. And
so what you're saying is they took something that fans love and they didn't piss all over it.
Right.
Wow. Maybe if certain people in suits at a certain Fox network could do the same thing for comic book movies, this world would be a better place.
Agreed. I'm so sorry that they did that to you, chick from Alias. I can't remember your name, but
Jennifer Garner.
Jennifer Garner, yeah. I'm so sorry that they did the same thing that George Lucas did to Indiana Jones to you with Elektra. I'm so sorry that you were a great Elektra, but that was just a very, very bad movie.
In all fairness, they probably handed her a badass script and just computer generated the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but anyway, they didn't stray away from the original game. They added a few things to the battle system that are just little things they added, and usually adding is not bad unless it changes the gameplay, but it really doesn't change the gameplay. The voice acting is good in this game. They had a great voice for Kane. I think he's a favorite one. Cecil, as most main characters that have the whiny hero voice. I must save the world. Yeah, but granted, Cecil was the coolest bitch hero ever. I'll say that much about him. He was a bitch, but he was a bitch who got things done. God bless Cecil. Cecil. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing it wrong because this person is Cecil. I'm sorry. But, they added more to the story. They gave you more about Cecil's backstory, which I thought was kind of cool. There's cool mini games. They added a new summon, which I went into a rant about last time. I'm not gonna. His name is White. You can give him a little face, and they'll leave it at that. But dislikes. There's one thing about this game I don't like. One itty bitty little thing. I was killed by the Mist Dragon on the first fucking try. I've never lost to the Mist Dragon. I've never lost to a boss in this game after my second or third playthrough because I loved it that much. I've never beaten the DS version of this game. This game is fucking hard!
What are we talking here, like Devil May Cry 3?
Yeah, it's Devil May Cry 3 of the new gen Final Fantasy games. It's that hard. And it's... I mean, they sometimes it'll be like fucking easy, like Devil May Cry 3. That there was like all boss fights that were like, man, this game is just like the first one. It's overly easy, and then all of a sudden you get to that certain third boss or fourth boss. I can't remember, but it was like the two twin guys with the swords.
Yes.
I'm talking about Devil May Cry 3, not but you get to like a certain boss, and all of a sudden you realize that everything you thought you knew about the game you're playing, you were wrong. I thought that I knew how to beat the Mist Dragon. I was horribly, horribly mistaken.
And he's played every version of the game, pretty much.
No, every version. I played every single one.
Okay,
the original SNES version. I've played the PS1 version. I've played the Game Boy Advance version. I've played them all. Every American version I have played. And I've beaten every American version that I've played, except this one. And I beat the advanced one in a week. Actually, it was less than I beat in like 3 days. I don't remember. It was
really easy.
But it was incredibly easy. And I think that they tried to make up for it with the DS version. But good God, that game's hard. But now I'm done ranting about the difficulty of the game. This game is a must-buy if you like Final Fantasy. 5 out of 5.